welcome here to MoreTalkFCB, and welcome to the brand new season as all of the build-up is about to get underway for Barça against Real Sociedad. And coming here today, as we're going to be discussing Ronald Koeman's press conference in full, today we have good news. As Barça fans, we've really been through it throughout the summer, particularly over these past few days. It has been really, really tough on us. But today, finally, at long last, we've registered our new signings. Memphis Depay is ready to go. So let's discuss Koeman's thoughts on the season, the expectations of this team, how we're going to deal with the exit of Messi, along with the updates on our injured players, and team news ahead of tomorrow. There is plenty to get through. In good spirit. So let's get to it. Because let me first of all bring you the official statement from the club that graced us this morning. It was absolutely brilliant to see this. We've been waiting for a long time, and this morning it was confirmed FC Barcelona is able to register Memphis, Eric Garcia, and also Gerard to play in La Liga. This has been made possible, and this is the really significant part for me. This has been made possible thanks to an agreement with Gerard Piqué, whereby Barca's second captain's salary has been substantially reduced. And I want to talk, of course, about the delight of registering the likes of Memphis, Eric Garcia, and of course also Gerard is included as well in the first team. But on Piqué, that is huge. That is a huge gesture from him. I think I speak for us all in that we are massively grateful that he's taken that step, because we needed this. We really did right now. Apparently Piqué will earn next to nothing. Very low salary. He's deferred a lot of it. He's reduced a lot of it. A massive gesture from him. And the club also went on to say the club is continuing to work with two of the other captains, Sergio Busquets and also Jordi Alba, to adapt their salaries to the club's current situation. It must be noted that both players are totally and utterly willing to cooperate. And I think this is a big statement from Barca, not only to say thank you to Piqué, to let us all know that he was a really big part behind this, but also I feel as well to put some pressure on the other players. Piqué there has led by example. He's shown us that he really does care about the club. For me, that was never in doubt. Piqué has always been one of those who does wear his heart on his sleeve. He does care about this club very much. Today, he's only gone and shown that again, and hopefully now, more players will follow. But of course, then it was on to Ronald Koeman's press conference, and pretty quickly he was already asked, what are your expectations now that Memphis is registered? What are you hoping to see from your brand new signing this season? Of course, a player that you know very well. Ronald Koeman said, I expect great things from Memphis. He said, I know him very well from our 2 years together at the national team, where he was a very important player. I expect to see the same Memphis, an effective striker, strong, fast, clinical. He said, with the goals that we've lost from Messi, we need to ask more from our forwards and also our midfield. He said, we need goals from all of those areas to fill that gap. He said, we also need to think about strategy. And this is really interesting to me, because he actually went on to say, we need to be more effective from set pieces. Memphis will help with all of that. And that's something I feel we definitely need to do. We get a lot of corners. We get a lot of free kicks in games. We need to be making the most now of these situations, taking advantage of every possible opportunity to get ourselves a goal, and hopefully in the coming season we see that a bit more. Inevitably, of course, there were plenty of questions about Messi and the absence of Messi heading into the new season. Koeman there was asked, without Messi in the team, can Barca still be competitive? What do we expect from this team? What are the expectations within the camp right now? Koeman said, of course we can. He said, we have talked a lot about Messi. He said, that's normal. He said, because he is the best player in the world. He created so much history here. But he said, on the other hand, although Messi won't be here, we still have quality players. We still have some very good players in this team. We've had a great pre-season. We have a great team to achieve our objectives. He said, from tomorrow, there's no excuses. We're not going to be making excuses for ourselves. From tomorrow, we get down to business. We're prepared. And Koeman said there, I am absolutely convinced that people are going to enjoy this team. And I am with him on that one. We have lost Messi. We all know about that blow. It's something that we never expected to happen. We never wanted it to happen. But we still do have good players. We shouldn't there run down the rest of our squad. We shouldn't sort of underestimate what we can do, because we do still have a good team. We can compete, and we still will expect that moving forward. Koeman was asked about particularly how he feels, how the fans feel there about seeing Lionel Messi wearing another shirt going, of course, to Paris Saint-Germain. How did that feel for Ronald Koeman watching on? He said, well, it's really tough for all of the fans. Messi gave everything for this club, and of course, we will miss him. He said, but again, we cannot think in the past. He said, these are things that do happen in football. You've got to try and find a way to overcome them. He said, and with our youngsters, again, they're talking about the future. He said, we've got a great future. He said, that is why I'm really excited with the squad that we have. The past is the past. Now we must live in the present. And we have to focus there, I feel, on those young players, on those emerging players, on the talent that we have, and now focusing on how we utilise that. One player, of course, who is very likely in the coming season to gain a lot more prominence and importance is Antoine Griezmann there. Ronald Koeman was directly asked, do you feel as though Griezmann will have more of an influence now on games? And Koeman there gave an answer that we have seen many times from him when it comes to Griezmann. He said, look, I love working with Griezmann. He said, in terms of the team, in terms of a coach, the way you go about your work, he said, Griezmann is such an important player for me. He's somebody who always works off the ball. He gives us good energy. He said, yes, he does have to now make a step forward. He said he does have to be as well more clinical. And he said, without Leo, Antoine will have a lot more importance in this team. He will effectively take up that kind of role. Koeman was then asked about whether he feels Barcelona could win the Champions League this season. Is it possible? Is it something that you're looking at? Do you feel that in any way at all we can sort of challenge for the Champions League? And Ronald Koeman there, he said the Champions League is always something a bit different. He said, we all know about the league, we can talk about that. He said, we know that we can win the league. He said, but in the Champions League, he said, you just never know. You've seen teams in the past go on to win it, maybe that don't have the best individual players, on their own, the best players in the world. But he said, you do have to work as a team, and if you do that, you will always give yourself a chance. So Koeman there, not ruling out the Champions League, but of course that's not something that we should be outright expecting heading into the new season. Before Koeman then was indeed asked about the transfer window, whether or not we could see any more arrivals, is there any particular players that he would like to bring in, or positions that he would like to strengthen. Koeman there focusing on the forward areas, interestingly. He said, right now we have a lot of absences up front. He said Dembele's out injured. He said Ansu, Aguero, Coutinho. He said those are four top players right there that we do not have available right now. He said, so that's why I've asked to explore the possibility of signing another forward, but he did say everything depends really on those restrictions, what we can do as a club, what our financial position is. So we don't really know what we can do right now, so we'll have to wait and see. But on Ansu Fati, I was really interested here to know how his recovery was moving along, when exactly maybe will we see him back with the team training, and also they're back with matches. Koeman said Ansu right now is still recovering. He said, but he is improving. He is doing very, very well. He said it's always difficult to say exactly when he's going to be ready, but let's see if in 2 or 3 weeks he could return to the group there for training, and then he could return to matches, Koeman says, after the international break there, which is at the start of September. So could we see Ansu Fati there midway through the month of September getting back out onto the field as a Barca player? That would be absolutely fantastic news for all of us and a huge boost to our squad. And speaking about the game tomorrow, of course, we're eagerly awaiting, could we see the return of Pedri? Unbelievably, just days after returning from the Olympics, could he be involved there against Real Sociedad? The same there for Eric Garcia, who is going to be available for tomorrow's game. Ronald Koeman saying that Pedri and Eric Garcia have come back from the Olympics with a really good spirit. He said they're really excited, they're eager to get going, they're very focused, they've trained well, and he said above all, they're ready, they're fit to play in tomorrow's game. He said Gavi is another one there who has had some problems. He's wearing a mask there from that fractured jaw, but he said he's also going to be available to play tomorrow. And Frenkie de Jong too. There was a concern there about an injury to de Jong. He could have missed the start of the season, but in typical Frenkie de Jong style, he's recovered incredibly quickly, and he will also be ready to play. And the good news today, it's actually overflowing. And of course, guys, please do make sure you are joining me over on the main channel later today. We are going to be further building up to this match against Real Sociedad, the full match preview there with everything we can expect from the game, and of course the expected starting lineup from Barca. I'm excited. It's a new season. It's effectively a new era at the club. We're going to try and move forward. We're going to try and see what we can do. And the really vital part, thanks to Gerard Piqué, Memphis Depay and Eric Garcia too, will be available for this game. Please do let me know all of your comments down below, guys. What do you make there of that important gesture and that big salary reduction from Gerard Piqué? How excited are you to see our new signings? And what are you expecting from this new look Barca team ahead of the new season? I will see you later for the full match preview. Thank you, as always, for watching. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça!